Cheese nuts. Motherfucker. Goddamn hornet's nest over here.
Ring, 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 heroes, imps, virgins, and women of morals. And welcome back to Krown's magical boomer case.
God damn it, you almost landed it, and then you done fucking goofed right there at the end. You were so close, and we're actually so close to 100 likes right now. Holy shit, man. That is, this is becoming a little bit consistent right there. I want to say massive thank you for that. That is rather helpful. I actually understand now that the reason why people ask for their fucking likes is because it helps the YouTube algorithm. Anyways, with that said, I do want to wish you a happy and healthy start to this nice little Friday. Yeah, it's Friday. Hey, have a happy Friday in your life. The week is over, but it doesn't mean shit because Bitcoin's going to be trading over the weekend, albeit I'll be taking that time off. And it's going to be very likely an eventful weekend, actually, I do imagine as well. So with that said, I would like to wish you the best, and the happiest. Let's get into it right now. Starting off, hey, not with charts. God damn it, I done goofed again. Start off with the Krown chain application over here, which can be found at app.krown.net. It is, by the way, 100% free. You can find a link in the description below as well. And we have the most quant data available out there in the internet land for the price of literally fucking zero. Anyways, with that said, what do we see that is of particular interest right here? Fear and greed index still stays rather fearful, even after Bitcoin does put in a decent rally from yesterday to today. Now, we did not hit our conditions for continuation above 45,500 to target that next $47,000 level. However, we did hit the $45,000 target for the short-term timeframes. So more or less, it's been kind of an uneventful day, more or less ranging right here, which is, well, I suppose good if you do want to be bullish. I suppose long-term, I mean, it's better than going down, right? Anyways, with that said, what do we see over here as far as the top 10 best coins go? We see Ren, Tezos, Near Protocol, Harmony, Thorchain, Terra, Curve, Compound, Quant, and Shiba's in there again. Actually, a little bit of the muted gains down at the bottom there, but double digits for the first few. Let me just pull up my little footrest right here. There we go. Stupid ass Elsa fucking put it away, so makes it much. My footrest. Yes, I need a nice little. I'm a boomer. Anyways, let's go to the market data tab right now. There's actually a couple of very, very interesting things going on right now. Okay, so we do see that global funding rate is consistently negative for the last actually week or so now. It is at negative not 145%, meaning that shorts are paying longs on the whole, and that also is an average of the global exchanges, obviously. So that does mean that some exchanges are much more than that, well, much more negative than that, and then some are probably a little bit closer to zero in this regard. But there's a very, very interesting piece of data going on right now because we do see that open interest actually did tick up yesterday, and with open interest ticking up while the global leverage ratio has been flat to slightly down, whilst funding rates are also negative, does imply something for the short term. Actually, it does imply that if open interest went up and price action went up, but the global leverage ratio is going down, what does that mean? Alongside negative funding rates, actually means that shorts added, but the last rally was spot driven. So people were using that to buy in, presumably for potentially, more long-term or more healthy-ish sort of holds. Anyways, with that said, also exchanges net flows continues to be negative over here, ever so slightly. Not anything too crazy, but I do think that this is something worth following up on, especially coming into this next week. I don't know, or at least I don't suspect that there's going to be too much interesting things over the weekend. But I do want to also point out that the hash rate is actually reaching levels that we haven't seen. We actually haven't seen these since June of this, of the last few months here. More importantly, there is sort of a theory that hash rate does precipitate price action. You kind of see this when hash rate jumped off the fucking cliff from May all the way down to, July lows essentially, and then now kind of rallying back up there. It doesn't really work in that sense, but it is an interesting underlying market dynamic to keep on, or just, keep an eye on. Of course, whale ratio stays low as well, which is, generally a good thing if you do want to be somewhat bullish. But with that said, I do want to go into the actual price action charts right now because there is a lot of important things to be very much aware of right now. And of course, it's also the weekly closure for CME later today. So a lot of posturing around that. So let's get into it right here. And what do we see as far as CME goes? Speaking of the devil, well, as long as Bitcoin is above the 200 simple, which is about 4,300, or not 4,300, but 43,000 on CME. I do look at this as Bulaw's likely to put in a bit more of an extension on this rally first and foremost before anything else, regardless kind of whether you're bullish or bearish. Now, that is on the daily, obviously. And if we go down to the short-term timeframes, are we showing some counter signals to that? Well, of course we are, actually. We do see that 4-hour is showing some hidden bearish evidence right here. So short-term timeframes very likely do turn down and probably do test probably even somewhere around that $43,000 level. But if I am looking at the short-term timeframes right here in comparison to the higher-term timeframes, I could get bearish, looking for another leg down, not just to like 38,000 bucks, which for some reason, it's not for some reason that everyone's looking at. I mean, everyone's looking at the last daily low, obviously, but I don't think that things would stop there if Bitcoin does, if Bitcoin does test back down around there, except for just a little bit of a bouncy bounce. Ultimately, I do think that Bitcoin would find its way all the way down to about 32 to 33,000 bucks. Anyways, I would look at that as compelling in one of two ways. If the daily close below the 200 simple on an open and closing basis, preferably, or if we get a full hour closure below about 42, maybe 42.5 if you want to be a little more aggressive with that. But in this case right here, obviously this is not confirmed just yet. However, if Bitcoin does close this next 4 hour dildo anywhere below about 44,150, kind of where we're at right now. Let's see, is this consistent on spot price action as well? Actually, no, it's not, which is rather interesting. However, that will initiate, and that would be a technical target somewhere down around about 43,000 bucks for the short term. Momentum oscillators on the short term timeframes while we're there are also freshly crossing down here as well. If we do look at 4 hour right here, Stokes will be crossing down as long as we go below 44.6 on the next closing basis, which is happening in 2 hours, 43 minutes, and 54 seconds. And I imagine all the lower term timeframes are pretty much of the same regard as well. 3 hours going to be showing down, yep, as long as we're below 44,750. Bi hourly is going to be showing down as long as below 45,000 bucks actually, and hourly is going to be down as long as we're below about 44.8 as well here. So with that in mind, short term does look a little bit more sideways and down. But again, be aware of the critical regions right there. And what I'd like to do now is I'd want to put on a bit of a retracement for this last move from a Fibonacci perspective. Let me just pull this up right here. And oh, nice. I have a nice fresh chart right here. Actually, this is good. Anyways, so far we've made it up to the 382. Okay, great. And then where's that 236 coming in right around? Oh, what do you fucking know? Below 43,000 bucks. So anywhere down around there, I probably would be looking for a bit of a bouncy bounce. And that's kind of the area that I'd be looking for BULAs to hold on to if they do want to keep open the more short and medium term hopes alive. Of course, again, on a daily, 43,000 bucks. Even on a full hour, I would say about 42, conservatively maybe 42.5 if you want to be a little more aggressive. However, I don't think that that's too necessary when you're looking at, a rather big move probably on the board relatively soon. Anyways, because we are on Friday today, and it is going to be the weekly closure for CME, it is relevant to be looking at the weekly as well. And what do we see right here? Bitcoin actually is actually rather interesting here. We do see that Bitcoin has actually regained the 21, coming into about 15 hours, 52 minutes, and 31 seconds coming into the daily closure here, also the weekly closure as well. But even more compelling than this is if Bitcoin could actually close above all major moving averages right here, it actually will have a chance, as it's not too far away. 44,700 is where the red 10 simple is right now. If Bitcoin were to close the weekly above there, I wouldn't necessarily say that I'm bullish coming into next week, but I would be looking for at least sideways and probably another try to the upside, probably around that $47,000 region at the very least, just based off that. So it is going to be a lot of posturing for the rest of the day to come, but intraday, short-term timeframes are rather conclusive. Again, assuming that we do close this full hour basically below about 44.1, we'll call it. And to be fair, this would be respecting the death cross 4 right now, so that probably does imply one more move to the downside. For the short term. Now, the same sort of conditions apply, at least in my case, if you're looking for some short-term upside continuation right here, any sort of a closure above the 55 in this case, and especially the 200 as well, which are almost one and the same right now, just anywhere above 45,000 bucks on a 4-hour closure. And yes, I would still be looking for a move somewhere just south of about 47,000 bucks. Please understand that this would still be within the context of a lower high on the daily trend as well. So it's not necessarily like, time to fucking party around if you do want to be bullish on this or put on the bullhorns. But there is, as we did discuss, the ever so descending areas to be confirming, at least in my opinion, of a bear trap right here, which is rather interesting because I feel like I've been a little bit misheard off of this, reading some of the comments, as some people will say, some very interesting things like, you said bear trap and it didn't do it. It's like, hold on, understand what confirmation means, sir. Okay, when we were back on over here, needed to see above 49,500. No closures happen like that, so no confirmation. Continuation of trend is the name of the game. Now we can move it down yet again to this next lower high right here. 48,000 bucks would be my conditions for that. If Bitcoin starts to get back above there, I actually would feel very, very comfortable calling it a mega bear trap. And while Bitcoin very likely initiates test back around about 52 to 53,000 bucks after that, I don't think it would stop there overall. Ultimately, Bitcoin very likely works its way back up to the prior range highs. It'd be the same sort of analysis as before, essentially with a 20 to 30% correction in between there. In fact, about 25 actually, mark that right to the middle. Now, I just want to follow up on this as well. We did see the bounce, a pretty damn good bounce off of the test of this area right here on the PMARP, of which if we do measure this out from the bottom to the high of our rally thus far, that is about a 13.39% move. That is starting to become rather relevant if this is going to be ultimately bearish, meaning that if you are bearish, you're looking for a lower high to be printed yet again, I mean, basically anywhere below 47,000 bucks, but here, anywhere between here and 46.5 is fair game. And I imagine that probably lines up with one of our fibs as well. Let me just double check over here. Yeah, what do you know? The 0.5 right around 46.5 or so. Anyways, going back into what I wanted to speak about right here, what do we see? Hold on, let me just check over here. Okay, cool. We are good to go. I feel like, am I in a trade right now or not? I think I might have scalped some, which I'm not even aware of. Okay, here we go. Maybe I should take. All right, lovely. Okay, get rid of that, and here we go. Okay, anyway, so while we are on this topic, typically speaking, we have seen some pretty relevant results from this test into the PMRP several times. Within the context of both uptrend and downtrend. So the last one that we saw was back one over here. Obviously, this one was within the context of a downtrend, which we are, in right now as well. And while it did eventually reverse, first things first, it did put in a pretty impressive rally, as you can see, about a 25.5% or sorry, 24.5% rally. Before tipping on over again. Anyways, do we have another example over here? Yes, indeed we do. This one coming down rather significantly and bouncing up from a closure to closure basis, about 20.25% right there as well. Not bad. And what do we see as far as some other times? Well, this one over here, obviously, where Bitcoin put in the lows and almost immediately did bounce up about 20% and, eventually just continues on. So that was within the context of an uptrend, obviously, as well. But I want to show, where this sort of, where it's sort of, I don't think failure is the right word, but in the context of a downtrend, what do we typically see based off this? Well, we do consistently see about 15 to 20%. And this one, the same thing over here, obviously continued over time as well. So, not the best example. I think a good example would also be over here because this one was obviously very bearish. And still almost a little bit over 16% gainer right there off the lows. And these ones probably much more than that, 20 plus. Anyways, for right now, as we did just, as we did just discuss, it has been about a just under 40% move. So it is within the context of that a little bit, on the lesser side. But ultimately, if you are looking for lower highs, you're basically looking somewhere between about 45, where we already are, or sorry, where we did close yesterday, or about just under 47,000 bucks. Anywhere around there is kind of where you'd be looking for, and then that would initiate the next move down, very likely to the low $40,000 territory before the next sort of shorter medium term bounce. Anyways, with that said, I do want to check out medium and higher term time frame momentum oscillators and see where we're at within the grand scheme of things over here. Let's go to the 12-hour, and what do we got? 12-hour Stokes crossing up, and they did cross up yesterday. Sorry, I should say. And we'll continue to the upside as long as we do close above 41,450 or so. So, good on that for at least for right now. And then daily, what are we looking like? Daily will actually cross the upside as well above 44,000 bucks on closure today. CME is a little bit higher than that at 44,200, but both within the same vicinity of each other. And Bitcoin kind of dancing around that area right now. Now, it should be known on spot price action, we do see this trend line coming in from the last few lows. We're talking about July lows and then the more recent ones in early September right here. Obviously, this one was a failed rally attempt, but both of them, of the tradable bounce accord. And then this one would be, if it does complete later today at 8 p.m. Eastern time on daily closure for both CME, or actually CME is at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time, I believe. But more importantly, for this chart right here, on spot price action, then I probably would be looking for that next leg up somewhere around 46.5 to 47,000 bucks. Again, please understand that is still just another lower high. I cannot, at least in my philosophy, or at least in my trading plan, be bullish for the long term as long as Bitcoin's operating on lower highs right now. And that, of course, does again come in around 48,000 bucks, basically in line with 618 Fibonacci retracement right here from the high to the low of this current formation. Anyways, with that said, we're 25 minutes into this video. Do we want to go check out Trader Marks? Yes, we do, because that is probably going to be a good insight as to what to expect coming into US Open a little bit later today. And what do you know? NASDAQ getting a beautiful bounce there too, all the way up to the 21 and 10 simple, actually crossing the downside right there, which is not great. But we go down here to the 4-hour. What do we see? Something extremely similar. This is kind of funny right now. Like if you are trading Bitcoin, especially on time frame 4-hour and lower, you're basically trading traditional markets. I mean, a lot of the time they are strongly correlated with each other, regardless of that. But looking at this right here, this is actually a little bit of a better setup. Now, it should be known that there is hidden bearish evidence here as well. Is this confirmed or not? This will be confirmed with a closure basically here or lower below about 15,250, we'll say. And if that does happen, I'd look for both Bitcoin and traditional markets to come down. For traditional markets, or NASDAQ specifically, I'd be looking for another drive somewhere around about 15,150 or so before the next sort of potential short-term bounce. Look at where we are coming into the weekly closure right here. Phenomenal bounce off the 21, as we did say was likely. So if this does close above the 10 simple today, at which this one closes at I'm going off Chicago time right now, but 3 p.m. Central Standard Time, then and if it closes above 15,250, well, do we bounce coming into next week first and foremost? Most likely, yes. Does that correlate well with Bitcoin? Probably yes, at least for a test. I'd imagine up to about $47,000, give or take, a few bucks from there. And then, well, that puts Bitcoin within striking distance, if you do want a little bit more hopium right there. So hopefully that was helpful. Let me just double check that I got everything here. Oh, we're also closing a bi-weekly as well, for what it's worth. I mean, this, by the way, does look toppy, but these, these sort of tops do take a lot of time to be put in. So I still kind of stick with what I've been saying for the past few months here. I am looking for a 15 to 20% correction in traditional markets. Probably coming into the end of this year, whether it be October, November, maybe December. I'm kind of leaning more towards like late October or early November, something like that is kind of what we'd be looking for. Anyways, with that said, let's go back on into it with Bitcoin and maybe get into the comments right now. Or actually, let's go down to the very low term timeframes. Hourly right here. Do we have anything to be aware of right now? Hourly RSI is kind of breaking down, so not good. Hourly BBWP trending down as well. Where's our 4 hour at right now? Yeah, trending down as well here. So should be looking at this, first and foremost to put in a higher low somewhere around here. As I do like to look for a continuation of trend on declining volatility. But for right now, we should, well, I suppose we'll find out rest of the day. I mean, I'm mostly waiting for weekly closures here for CME and in traditional markets. That's going to judge my personal my personal biases coming into next week. But, short-term time frame showing a little bit of downside, to be fair. So with that in mind, again, I do still look at this as more or less fine as long as Bitcoin's closing 4 hour deltas, especially above 42.5, even 42,000 is fair enough. And then on a daily, I just want to see Bitcoin, if I do want to keep the Boolaw's hopes alive for now, just closing above about 43,000 bucks. So with that said, I think we are ready to get into the comment section right now. Let me just turn on the good old alerts. There we go. Okay, and oh fuck, I need to get my Discord open. Whoopsies. My bad. Let me take a sippy sip of this water as well. I had a very late night last night. I stayed up till 9. I stayed up till 9 p.m. I had an interview with Cointelegraph. It was fun, actually. It's pretty good. Anyways, let's see, what do we got? Rebeldia. That's your name. Rebeldia, not Rebeldia. It's like some biblical name or something. Hello, Krown. What's up, man? Hope you're having a nice morning as well, sir. AGIX on the 4 hour, 12 hour in daily. Okay. Guessing this is a crypto, but let's double check. Yep, it is. Singularity Net token. All right. I'm all for the Singularity, but sir, you okay over there? Hey. That's what she does. Let's see. Okay, you're looking at a 4 hour, 12 hour in daily. Is that right? Yep, it is right. Okay, cool. See where we're at in the grand scheme of things. Yeah, sure. Wow, that person sounds like they're living their best life. Warm, milky cum shot facials. It's like, Jesus Christ, man. Yep, that's the username of someone who's very, 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 very satisfied, very rich, very powerful, rich in both health, wealth, and family, and all that good stuff that you want in your life. Yes, that person is that person. Anyways, looking at the daily over here, this one does look like one should come back down, but I would wait for a break of about 35 cents on this one. Any sort of a 4 hour closure below there, and I would be looking for both the regular bearish divergence and the hidden bearish divergence from before to play out, and I'd be looking for another move back down around about 30 cents. Now, I don't think that this one's necessarily like ready to break down to new lows or anything like that. I do think that would end up actually being an opportunity on this one, just perusing around the 12 hour and 4 hour. Yeah, 12 hour is going to have some potential hidden bearish divergence right there as well. So any sort of a closure here or lower, I'd look for one more run at the lows, somewhere just around 30 cents, and probably does try for another low right around there. And that kind of would align with Bitcoin doing something relatively this similar, grinding out the current lows, and then maybe trying another rally coming into early next week, something like that. So hopefully that was helpful. And there you go for the Singularity, sir. What's up, Mr. Donch? Vancouver. Sure. Please show how to access reverse stoch indicator, sir. Have you tried this? No, you can also get in the Discord, man. Just go to the fucking pin section and well, there you go, man. It's that simple. It can be that simple if you just let it be, sir. What's up, Sushi Yum Yums? Ricey, this is Rolls Royce. Oops. Rolls Royce. There we go. Ooh, nice. Hey, nice short term up, baby. Nice short term up. But if I do recall, the long term, is actually in a bouncy area. This one actually can bounce significantly here. Short term on a monthly, maybe coming into like October. I'd probably be looking for a move to 190, maybe $2. Weekly, this thing can rally up to like two and a quarter, no problem. I don't think I would be calling any sort of like macro reversal here just yet or anytime soon. But yeah, man, this is like a fucking crypto chart is what it looks like. I do think you're getting ready for a bit of upside on this one. It's been beat up. It's been beat up to shit. Daily's bit of a breakout. Many things pointing somewhere around about 2 to 2 and a quarter actually. Do you pop all the way up to fill the prior gap at about $3? Maybe, but I expect that that's a little bit of hopium. Keep in mind you got your lower highs on your weekly. As long as you're below about 339, and this is the real chart, by the way. This is logs. That was log scale. This is linear. So hard to be bullish on anything that looks remotely like this as long as you're below about 330. But yeah, for right now, I do think that you're putting in a rally, very likely into the next lower high before further lower high continuation down to new, maybe or maybe the same lows in this case. What's up, Jack? Ethereum Bitcoin 4 hour daily. Yep, let's do it. Oh, you're expanding your time frames now too. All right, let's do it. 4 hour right here, short term down. I'd be looking for this one to maybe make one more stab around about 6.85 million satoshis. Daily, however, I don't hate this. I do think it will very likely reverse around there, but you do have an easy or decent setup to be fair as well in the daily below about 6.8 million satoshis even. This thing actually can fall apart quite a fair bit down to low 6 million satoshis. Here's where the weekly is. Yeah, the weekly says probably, I'm not necessarily of the opinion that that's what's going to be happening here. Monthly, same thing. So I'm inclined to say that it probably does try to put in a low before that and try a bit of a rally off of that 6.85 million satoshi region. Where's our 4 hour right here? Yeah, hard to love for the short-term time frames as long as you're below 7.1 million satoshis. We did not get our conditions for continuation on this one yesterday. This one actually played right into the what is the death cross right now. So I'd be looking for one more swipe down and then try for a low somewhere right around here. And I'd actually use the same conditions for continuation as yesterday as well, meaning that above about 7.1 million satoshis, I would be extending this run all the way back up, realistically back above about 7.3, and this one's going to look good coming into October. And again, higher term timeframes do still say that that would be my main disposition on this one, but short term is down. Yes. Let me just one more. Yeah, hourly wants to come down here, probably down at least to like 687 or so. Hopefully that was helpful, sir. And let's see what else we got, baby. Let's see what else we got. Gemini Athlete MMA says FTM 4 hour and daily. Yes, another Sam token. Again, see how these ones are holding up. In fact, I haven't checked out Solana's today. Where are we at on the daily? Yeah, daily does look a little bit short-term droopy. 12 hour. 12 hour kind of going against that. Let's see it over here. I don't know if I have a let's see. All right, daily's going to pop up above 120 for daily soaks. 12 hours going to show what? Going to show 101. Okay, so we can come up with some ranges for this one. That actually makes it a little more easy. 4 hour is down, setting below about 121 and a quarter. So at best, short term, it is ranging here. Well, let's see. All right, so where's our last low? We could actually use an hourly for this one specifically. 116 or so, as long as you're above there, I actually do think that this one does potentially pop back up in this case. Now, if you do lose about 116, I would target a move back down around about 105 to 103 first before anything else. And I'd be looking for another, at the very least, bounce off this region. Very likely tries to put in a low off that region. I do kind of like the daily setup. Just the question is, does this one droop over first, or does it try to trade sideways throughout this region? 2-day, I kind of like this setup as well. 5-day, did we just close that? A few days ago. Again, I do like that setup right there. I just don't think it's going to resolve anytime soon. So sideways is actually good on this one, to be fair. The question is, does it break below 116 or not? If it does, I'd be looking for a greater pullback down to about 103, 104 first. If not, then I'd be looking for a bit of sideways right here and then very likely reclaim the prior range somewhere between about 135 to 140 or so. And that's going to look really, really good coming into maybe not necessarily next week. I don't think this one's moving anytime soon. at least based off the higher term timeframes, but very likely early October if that would happen. For right now, I am getting a lot of signals that this thing is going to try to put in a higher low. The question is, does it happen right here, or do we come a little bit lower first? 4-hour BBWP trending down alongside price action kind of coming down as well. So again, that's kind of how to look at it from there. But hey, we should talk about what happens if this one does break down below about $1 or just just above $1. This thing come down significantly after that, man. That's going to be free fall mode down to about 3/4 or so, maybe lower than that. But for right now, it's probably okay. Okay, cool. All right, Mr. BK, AVAX USD 4-hour daily weekly. All right, let's check it out. I always like following up on this one. This one is the darling of the market right now, and actually still maintaining relatively well here, which is I guess good to see. I mean, it's better than going down. Does bode well for the rest of the market. But are we looking for a bit of a short-term pullback here? Probably yes. Let me record this video actually. Here we have Avalanche symbol AVAX versus the dollar. We'll do general overview on this one. And what do we have? Well, first things first, in the grand scheme of things, one of the better charts that we've certainly seen today. In fact, probably the best chart that we've seen today. Going over here to the higher term timeframes like the weekly and 5-day, I do still like this chart overall. But the question is, are we ranging right now before another potential try higher or not? And yes, I do believe that's what's happening right here on the 4-hour. We do see 4-hour multiple drives of bearish evidence come off the current highs, and I would be looking for this one to, well, at the very least, come down to about $70 even or so. But preferably, I'd like to see this thing back down around 66.60 or so. Before trying for another potential higher low on the 4-hour. If we go over here to the other medium-term timeframes, what do you know? We got some phantom div as well on the 12-hour actually, and daily. Daily not necessarily actually just yet. Anyways, with that said, let's go over here and check out momentum loss. All right. And I imagine higher term timeframes are going to be massively obtuse to lower term timeframes. Yeah, 4 hours going to be down as long as we are below 77.25. So again, I do think this one does pull back short term first and foremost before anything else. Hourly, same thing as well. If this thing came back down to like 66, $67 or so, that'd be completely fine. Still higher lows on the medium term timeframes, which is great. Going over here to the daily, what do we see? Daily is actually going to be down as well as long as we're below 75, 71. So I do suspect that this one's going to range for a while first before anything else. It's still among the best charts in cryptocurrency land, no doubt about that. But do I think it's ready to trend just yet? Probably not. But the conditions for continuation of trend are going to be relatively simple right here. Any sort of a closure above 76.5 bucks would do it for me, and I would be targeting, I suppose, a pretty monumental gain if memory serves me correctly here. Yeah, we've already consolidated, we've already kind of sold off the top of this 2618 right there. We would be trading down to the 272 if I do hit my $67 target or so. But long term, if this one was to, I don't think it's going to like right now, but perhaps long term, back above about 76.5 or $77 especially, I would be looking for a move basically to 90 to $100 actually. I don't think things would stop at that 3-spot extension. Very rarely do you see that. I'd be looking for a price action right around here. And just as a general rule of thumb, typically when you see an asset get to like $90 for the first time in its life, it typically gets a free ride to 100. Just a weird thing that I've noticed throughout my trading career, and perhaps many of the people have probably noticed that one as well. Anyways, hopefully that was helpful, and there you go for AVAX. Or should we talk about invalidation, where this one looked really, really bad? Below $50 would look terrible, but again, short term would lose its higher lows, obviously below about 66 or so on a 4-hour closure. All right, there we go. Okay, cool. What else do we got? What's up, J3F? MNGO USD. Okay, this is a new one. All right. What's this? Mango Protocol. Sounds legitimate. Looks very legit. Looks very legit. Yeah, man, this one looks like shit. 4-hour daily. 4-hour looks bad. This one doesn't have too much history actually. Now that I recognize it, yeah, just around for over a month now. Not too much. If this thing popped back up to like 31.5, 32 cents, or sorry, anywhere between about 31.5 to 33 cents, that's probably going to be a pullback area if it even gets there to begin with. Lower term timeframes like a 4-hour. Technically speaking, it is not put in a high here just yet, but if you do start to close a 4-hour dildo below about 29.25, I would be looking for this one to retrace all the way back down to its current lows and probably try for one more low stab right there. 4-hour RSI would be working on hidden bearish evidence as well if that does happen, by the way. But technically speaking, you do have an inverted head and shoulders right here. Well, look, the way to play this head and shoulders is actually the same for both ways, right? And basically, as long as this thing's above about 29 cents, you can give it the benefit of the doubt. You do have a technical target to the upside based off of that, which would be where? Let's see, it would be It'd be all the way up to about 33.5, 34 cent, which actually is in line with the daily area as well. Probably not a good thing, but overall, look, if you do close below this region, probably even on a buy early as well, I'd be looking for this one to come back down and retest the lows first and foremost. Again, a chart that looks like this is not great. But hey, if Bitcoin moves up, I'd be looking for this one to fill that mesh move all the way up to like, what was it, 33.5, maybe even 34. Where to get bullish on this one? No time soon. 37.70 or so. All right, let's see. All right, Spencer Smith says, Scott Barney says, Elsa, let Krown know he lost $60 a month from me for making fun of my trades. Fuck! I'm never going to recover from this financially. I'm poor. Fuck! I'm broke again. Maybe I shouldn't hubristically claim that, but well, fair enough. All right, looks like that's right, and it's not going to you anymore either. Ha! Yeah, who's laughing now, bitch? Spence Smith says, Elsa, tweak Eric's nipples. Black dude missed the assault. What? I will give you a titty twister if you do not stop talking, sir. Shame, love you, bros. Harris Esson, thank you, man. And leveraged. Yes, Harris is very leveraged today. Are we seeing a top on Costco? I'm gay as well, man. Gay as fuck for TA. Oh, man, I'll take that TA all down. Should I complete that sentence? Probably not. Are we seeing a top here? Probably, yeah. Let's see. I'm just curious, too. Like a nice little accumulation zone right there. Oh, what do you know? Perfectly hit the mesh move on that all the way up to the choose spot extension. Lovely. Just fucking lovely. Anyways, looks like I've done this extension twice now. Do I think that we're seeing a top on this one? First, let's go to the quarterly. I think we're seeing a top on this one. Is it the top just yet? I think it's easy to go with the general market here, but do I think that we've seen a short-term top? Probably, yeah. 465 going to be the magical number on that one. As long as you're below there, I actually do think that this one will find a retracement back down to like 420 to 430 or so. But I'm not bearish on this one on the macro. I'm just not bearish on anything that looks like this. Yes, it's a ridiculous chart. Absolutely. It just looks like one massive green girthy dildo to the heavens. But in this case right here, first and foremost, I'd be looking for just a drop down, probably puts in another weekly high or low. And maybe puts in one more new high coming into end of year. I mean, we do technically have hidden bullish evidence on the fucking quarterly, for example, and we only got 7 more days left in the trading month to go. So unless this thing does break down to 420 in the next week, I'd probably be looking for this one to just put in higher low on this next pullback and continue on to new all-time highs coming into end of year. At that point, I'd be a little more cognizant of weakness in the broad market. What's up, Dan Daya? Good morning to you as well, sir. Can I request an Ethereum overview? Yeah, absolutely, man. That actually this would be a really good time to do such things as well. So let me just go over here. Let me set this up on the chart as well. Yeah, it's very polite too, man. That's it's nice, really nice. Okay, cool. All right. Here we have Ethereum versus the dollar. We'll do a general view on this one, and we have a nice little interesting chart now here, don't we? Anyways, I want to start off with the daily actually first and see where we're at. Okay, ground up against 55. That was our that was our conditions for continuation yesterday. Seeing a daily closure above 31.60 or so, basically where the 55 is right there. And actually, you can see that we closed right at that level. So no conditions for continuation have been met just yet, but we could actually have or at least I could have the exact same levels in mind today as well. With that said, short-term time frame showing a little bit of droopiness right here. Multiple drives of hidden bearish divergence coming off the current highs on this one. So as long as this thing is below about 31.50, I do look at this one as technically respecting the death cross, although I do not believe that this is going to be a big one. And typically when you do see something like this, if you do get the initial downside move, it'll probably come somewhere down around here and put in a higher load about 2,900 or so. Anywhere between there and about 3,000 is fair game on this one. Or maybe even like a wick lower to about 2,800. All that's fair game on this. But ultimately, I would hold off on getting like actually bearish on this one, looking for a continuation to new lows. And when I say new lows, I mean this one can actually really shred to the downside if it does, but only if this thing does close it daily, on new lows, which would be about 2,800 or so. If that were to happen, I would look for this one to initiate its move. Probably into October, probably down to like 2,200, 2,300. Do I think that's what's happening here? No, I don't think that's what's happening right here. In fact, going, 3 days left until the weekly closure, we do see that this one is being bought up seemingly above all major moving averages thus far. So if that does happen, that look pretty damn good. What about the monthly as well? doesn't really give me too much right there just yet. Quarterly still looks, okay to me, especially if it closes, well above 3,000 or 30, 32 to 3,300 is where it starts to look, pretty damn good. But anyways, going back down to the short-term time frames right here, we can come up with some ranges now, can't we? Let's see what we had from yesterday, probably on the hourly, if I'm guessing. Yes, indeed. Let's actually move this up to be relevant for today. There we go. As long as we're below there, about on an hourly, about 31.80, and on a 4 hour, about 31.50, I believe it was. I probably would be looking for that hidden bearish evidence to play out first, somewhere down around about anywhere between about 29 to 3,000 bucks or so. Try for a higher low somewhere right around there. Now, if Ethereum does regain itself right here and pop back above about 31.50 on a 4 hour closure, then I would be looking for Ethereum to very likely put in that rally, probably somewhere around 33 and a half to 3,400 or so, and that's going to look pretty damn good coming into the weekly closure. Let's go check out momentum oscillators over here. 4 hour stokes are down in line with that 4 hour hidden bearish evidence. So yeah, short term I would be a little bit more postured towards another downside test. Hourly is going to be showing what? Hourly's down as well, as long as below about 31.36, which we are healthily below right now, by the way. And bi-hourly is going to be down as long as below about 31.60 or so. So yes, short term is very much downside angled, but you can see that it's coming down alongside our volatility indicator BBWP over here as well. So I probably would be looking for that to continue on with the current contracts, of that, trying to put in a higher lows first. Anyways, 12 hours going to be up as long as above 2,800. That's very interesting because that does align with the downside pivot for continuation on the medium and higher term timeframes. And daily is actually going to have a chance to cross up freshly. And also reject the bearish control zone with any sort of a closure today above 30.20. I'd actually feel rather comfortable saying that if this thing does close above 30.20 by end of day today, we very likely will see a move, up to about 3,400 coming into like early next week, before anything else. And then of course, well, I probably don't need to repeat myself on the monthly and quarterly. Done that a million times now. Also, by the way, 2 day does show 2,900 as an area of interest right here as well. And I think there is maybe a 5 day to be looking at right here. Yeah, 5 days more or less a range for right now, so not too interesting for the time being. But yeah, all the action's going on the 4 hour right now, and the shorter term time frames, just be aware of the ranges above there. Actually probably does look for a nice little extension of this run, and I imagine that's probably going to be in line with one of our major fibs as well. Let's actually double check here. Let's see. Let's pull this one up right here. Okay, boom and boom. Yep, what do you know? Coming in right around the 618, which is typically where you look for your lower highs, to be fair as well. And remember, this one isn't a downtrend on the daily, as long as you're below this 3,600 level right here. So it's got a lot of work to do, but I wouldn't really be getting too excited about this one, especially as long as below about 3,400. If you want to go buy the book, then 3,600 in this case. But for right now, give it a chance, and well. Hopefully that was helpful. There you go. Nice one, man. Let's see. What's up, Dr. Bitcoin? Good morning, man. I haven't seen you before. Krown, would you mind taking a look at Tesla? Yes, we haven't looked at Tesla in a while. Let's see. Looking good here on the daily, actually. This one's very constructive on this rally. Yeah, this one looks like it wants to break out, actually. Wow, powerful move coming into the end of the month here too. Really, really powerful move. I imagine we do have something like this going on. This must have been on a weekly or monthly. Yeah, it was on a weekly. Technically, I actually took it out last week. I'm actually bullish on this one for a breakout here. Technically, on a daily, it is not broken out just yet, but the weekly, obviously being a higher term time frame, does hold more weight in this case. Regardless of that hidden bullish evidence right off the current lows, BBWP on the fucking floor. So we got trend, obviously it's to the upside right here. We got volatility is on the floor, so we're looking for expansion, and momentum does suggest upside alongside trend as well. I'd be looking for a breakout, and this would be, technically speaking, an ascending triangle, which is a bullish reaccumulation formation, and we could make a measure move off that, and I imagine that's going to probably target around the prior highs. Oh, what do you know? It does. Probably, not like instantly, for example, but I would be looking for this to probably happen in like October or November. And by the way, speaking of, hidden bullish evidence on the monthly as well. Looking good there. Looking pretty damn good for Tesla. Let's see. All right. Mr. Ethereum, what you doing, sir? What you doing? Looks like it's going to regain its composure for a second there. Hold on. Let's see. Scalp? No, probably don't want to scalp. Probably shouldn't be trading live while I'm actually doing a live stream right now. Usually not the best idea. All right, cool. Nazrin is trying to take our coins. Who's Nazrin? Did they like actually just reach into your pocket and take them? Fastrov 9 says, please take a look at QREDO. Just had last investor token unlocked until 2022. All right, QREDO. Okay, it's real. It's on, of course, it's on fucking KuCoin, isn't it? We got basically a non-eventful chart. Man, it's been around for like less than a month. Please look at it. I'm looking at it. For the month that it's been around, it looks terrible. Nothing bullish about this thing as long as you're below about $1, especially even $1.25 is bad enough in my opinion on this one. I mean, this is fucking good. I just don't really have an opinion on something that's been around for less than a month, though, to be honest with you. So short term, does ebb and flow around here. Maybe even put in another extension of this rally to like 110 or even 120, perhaps. Yes, but I'd just be looking for lower highs within that region. Jesus Christ, it doesn't even show up on a daily. On a 4-hour show up right here. Again, I really don't trust a chart that's been around for this long, but I imagine that probably comes in line with the 618. Oh, what do you know? 118.5, anywhere between there and about $1.25. Yeah, would be a really good place for another lower high on a very highly esteemed coin like this. Again, I don't really trust analysis or technical analysis on something that's been around for a month, but it seems to me people like to sell this thing, don't they? Let's see. What's up, JV? Hello, sir. Good morning, sir. Update on AMC 4. Actually, I haven't looked at the meme stocks in a while now. Let's see where they're at. All right. Short term down. Short term, I'd be looking for another run at about 36.75, but it sounds like you're probably more higher term time from there. Let's see. Daily. Okay, let's go to the weekly actually. I'm inclined to say that this one probably gets one more pity bounce off this current region. That region being somewhere around about $38 or so. I do think it probably gets one more bounce there first. How high can the bounce get? Maybe like 45.25 to $46. But ultimately, I'd be looking for this one to work its way sideways and down over the next few months here, back down to 29.5. This one had its chance. I know this kind of does look a little bit like reaccumulation, but again, this is a meme stock right here. It's, at least in my opinion, probably not worth all that much. Yeah. I'm curious what GameStop's doing. What's GameStop doing? So short term down, and then probably does bounce there, and then that's probably gonna. I'd imagine that's gonna be like your next lower high or some. Now GameStop looking okay as well. GameStop actually looking like it wants to rally here. Could very easily rally back up to like 215 or so, but man, this thing, like I've been saying for a while, this is gonna take a long fucking time. This whole game started like almost a year ago now. I still think that this one has like another year and a half to go. It's going to be a while, but it will eventually find its way back down to Goblin Town. That I can almost assure you. Definitely $50, probably even below there over a long enough time horizon. Goblin Town, population, GameStop, at least, but not for now. Probably going to rally here for at least. All right, let's see. What's up, Dennis Stone? Ren, okay. I think Ren was on the winners list this morning, so that's cool. Did I miss JV? No, we literally just did a AMC. Let's see. Ren, actually looking good here. That's a surprise. Well, actually, I guess it's not a surprise. Hold on, let's just double check. Was it the one that was over here? Yeah, it is. It's the biggest gainer on the day, actually. The best one for the last 24 hours. All right, here we have Ren versus the dollar. I don't know what this thing is, but a decent chart, especially amongst especially amongst what we've seen this morning. We do see hidden bullish divergence on the daily. We do see yet again another higher low on the daily. We see that this one is respecting the golden cross on the daily exponential moving averages between the green 55 and the purple 200. We do see on the weekly, this one's actually looking like it wants to bust. Yeah, I'd actually be looking for this one over the next few weeks to work its way up to about $1.25 or so. This is good. Monthly is okay as well. We've kind of already sold off on the test of the prior all-time high closing basis, so next push probably does push it through. Let's go check out momentum also is over here. Very interesting. I was not expecting this. Again, I don't know what the hell this thing does, but daily stocks are going to turn back up with any sort of closure today above 94.25. 4 hour is probably already up. Yes, indeed. 96.5 going to be the magic number right there. 5 day. Going to pop back up above $1 as well. So a lot of things pinned at $1. Weekly stays up above 73.5 cents as well. So I'm with some ranges here for the short term. Bullish on all time frames, in my opinion, as long as this thing's above about 85 cents or so. Below 85 cents, short term, I'd be looking for another retest somewhere down around about 67 to 69 cents or so. Daily, where do we turn around here? Nothing really bear to say about this thing on the daily as long as you're above about 72 cents. So Sideways and up, the name of the game here. Looking good, looking very, very good for Ren token. Very, very short term though. Might plop back down to like 92 to 95 cent or so. But overall good. Overall a pretty impressive chart, especially amongst what we've seen thus far. So there you go. Hopefully that was helpful for Ren. Not bad, man. Not bad. Mainland Media says, can you check Coty before London? I'm down on a long big time and I deserve it. Okay. Before London. London. Is this okay, do you mean this ticker right here? Who is it? Mainland Media, can you confirm that I'm looking at the right ticker right now? I'm guessing you mean this one, not COTTI, because COTTI brings up nothing. Ren to 10. Okay, yeah, it is COTI. Okay, got it. Okay, so you are down big on this, but how are you down big on this when this thing's at pretty much new all-time highs? Yeah, this one's at new all-time highs. How could you be down big on it from a long time ago? Okay, so maybe there's more history on this than what we see right here. That would be my guess. I don't know where your entry was or how badly beat up this thing's been this thing's been beat up in the past. Any sort of a weekly, you bought the top. Okay, so you bought like over here. Is this the actual history of this? Let's try this. Okay, yeah, this is the history of this thing. No, it's I think you're gonna end up being fine, man. This is continuation. This is good. It's good. Should we record a video on this one? Let me just double check how many we got already. I think I'm gonna drop down the amount of videos that I record per day. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's fine. We can do one. Here we have symbol COTI versus the dollar, and another chart that's actually looking pretty impressive right here. Hidden bullish evidence on the last daily low, another higher low, of course, as well, and this one's already continued to new all-time closing highs, actually. By the way, BBWP continues to expand, so I look for this trend to continue alongside volatility expansion, and I wouldn't really be looking for like major highs until this thing gets above about 95 percentile, which it's getting close to, no doubt about that, but I expect it's got another few pushes here to go. Weekly is also looking rather strong, and weekly RSI freshly breaking into the bullish control zone for the first time in looks like a long time, months. And monthly is just continuation right here. Very, very good, actually. Go down to the low, go down to our momentum oscillators, and we'll check out lower term timeframes and see where we're at. Obviously weekly is going to be up, but daily going to be freshly costing up with any sort of a closure today about 50.5 cents. So that'll be my condition for continuation sooner rather than later. 12 hours going to be up as long as about 33 and a quarter, and 4 hour probably plopping down right now. Yeah, 57 going to be the magical number on that one. So short-term time frames probably do trade a bit of sideways here. Could easily come back down to 47 cents or so. That's no problem in my opinion. I would actually be bullish in this thing, especially as long as about 45 cents, we'll say, even on a 4 hour daily. Can we come up with some areas of interest to the upside? I suppose so. Let's see where we're at. Okay, stop that. There we go. Okay, we sold off on the 1618 right there. Maybe this one does consolidate for a little bit more time between about 50 and 60 cents. That's completely fine, especially on like a daily closure. Long term, wouldn't be surprised to see this thing, hit some more impressive targets, maybe in later October, maybe even 80 to 90 cents or so. It's actually pretty good right here. Pretty damn good setup. So hopefully that was helpful. And there you go for COTI. Nice one. Nice one, man. Cole Evans, what's up, sir? Yes, let's do Cardano, man. I haven't done a Cardano video in a while now. It looks like no one likes it anymore when it doesn't just go straight up, huh? Let's see. All right. See, where are we at? Where are we at on this one? This one's a weird one, actually, to me. All right. Should we redo the chart? Okay, we actually did end up hitting the measure move on that. That is interesting. Didn't think that one would hit, but fair enough. All right. Okay. Here we have Cardurpio, ADA versus the dollar. And what do we have right here? Well, first and foremost, looks like it actually did play out the bear flag that we had right around here. Measure move was hit, obviously. And right now, playing out a bit of a bounce-ola. Now, with that said, it did get rejected right at the same level that we had marked off the last time that we made this chart, which I guess was like a while ago, because we haven't done a video on this one in a few days, or at least in like a few days, which is 234.5. So short-term timeframes, what are we looking like right here? Is about to put in another drive of hidden bearish evidence. If we do close this 4 hour dildo, basically anywhere below about 2.25, that will be confirmed. And I would be looking for a short-term move down to about 118, probably short-term bounce there, and then likely continuation maybe down to like 210, maybe 205, something like that. I'd be looking for this one to try for a bit of a low structure right there. 12 hour time frame, what are we looking like? 12 hours okay. 12 hours says don't get too bearish, and daily says the same thing as well. Did regain the 55 on an open and closure basis. That tells me that, you know, the short-term time frame signal there probably doesn't play out, or if it does, it's going to be a very minute downside move for the short term. That is for the short term. Anyways, with that said, this whole correction did come on declining volatility, so that would be the one sort of hopium on this one for the long term. But I think at best this thing's going to be ranging for a while, basically between low $2 and about $2.50. Above $2.50, this thing starts to look pretty damn good, to be fair. But let's go over here and check out momentum offsets and see where we're at, and then come up with some areas of interest as well. Okay, 228 on the 4 hour. So yeah, 4 hour is downside going for right now. Again, I want to see that one close below about 2.25, and then yes, I would be looking for the short-term downside move to play out first. Hourly's down as well, below 231.5. Obviously, 12 hour is going to be up as long as we're above $2, and daily is going to be freshly crossing up as long as above 220. So what does that align with? Well, it does look like short-term timeframes are probably at the very least going to test around like 220 or so. That's fine. But where did I start to negate this and look for the medium and higher term timeframes to take over? Same levels before, this 234 area right here. Above there, even on a 4 hour closure, I would be looking for this one to put in a decent rally, actually, all the way up somewhere between about 250 to 255 or so, and then come back to it after that. For right now, Cardurpio just consolidating around the lows. It's okay. I actually don't think it's gonna break down here. And if it did come back down to about $2 even, I'd probably look at that as an opportunity. I wouldn't necessarily get like macro bearish on this one as long as you're above, well, especially $2. So fair enough. You know, I think that we played this one pretty damn well over here. You know, if $2 does give way, then I'll be looking for a full-on move all the way down to the 200s right here, which is like 160. So that'd be a rather nasty move. But for right now, you know, give it a chance to go a bit sideways. Probably easier to watch Bitcoin in this case as well. It's just got more obvious ranges going on, and hopefully that'll tell for Cardano. Nice. I'm gonna take another sip of this water, man. I am like, something's weird, man. I stayed up too late last night. It's way too much. 9 p.m. It's too late of a day. Oh, Mr. Crypto Yellow Vest, I see you, brother. How you doing, man? Good morning to you. All right, let's see. Mr. Deaver says, "Hey, bud. Hope you're good. I am good, pal." What's up, man? Would you mind a quick analysis of RRC range resources? All right. All right. Oh, it's a real stock. Okay, great. This is good. Good. Already fucking good. Daily, weekly is cool. Okay, beautiful. Oh man, this is, well, at least the daily for what we were looking at was great, and the weekly's fine as well here. This is a bit of a macro reversal, right? You do have a weekly higher high, you have a weekly higher low right here. Golden cross will be coming in inevitably as long as this thing remains, especially about $15, which it just looks like continuation right now. I would be looking for this one to make a move up to like $23, $24 over the next couple weeks here. And how does that bleed into the monthly? Yeah, you know, it's getting a pity bounce off of its prior like all-time lows essentially, but this one can run for quite some time, and we actually do have a bit of an inverted head and shoulders right here as well. I imagine that probably aligns with a 200 exponential right there. Let's just see. A little bit above there. Perhaps long-term, somewhere around end of year, you do find your way back around here, but you know, very, very long-term, still heavily bearish, obviously. But are you going to put in a bit of a pump phase in the somewhat short-term? Yeah, I do think so. Okay. It's okay. It is okay. It is okay. That's how Finnish people say it. Like, they go like, okay, well, it is. Like when I call up the fucking guy and say, "Okay, can you help me out with my bank account?" He's like, "It is okay. Yes." Your account is okay. No, that's how Finnish guys sound. Like Finnish girls sound different. Well, Finnish girls have like a much more varied cadence to their talking. Anyways, Easy Ike says, "Good day, Dr. Boomer." That's me. Could I get a derp on NVIDIA? Yes, you can. We can do a nice little derpola right here. Let's derp it down, baby. Derp it down. Looking good. Looking good. I like the bounce back. I believe we said a bounce off the 200 level was likely coming into this week, last week, because I remember we did look at this one. And great response right there. Fucking phenomenal response. I mean, shit, man, if this, I don't know, I'm not saying that this is going to happen, but if this were to happen, I'd be phenomenally bullish on this one. I mean, I'm already bullish on this one, but a weekly closure today above 227, And I'd be looking for new all-time highs coming into October. You know, again, this does look a little bit like it is losing steam right here. But again, quarterly closure is going to rule everything else. I wouldn't be surprised to see new all-time highs into the last quarter. And then that's kind of where I'm starting to be a lot more cautious on traditional markets. But for right now, good. You know, very, very good. Hidden bullish divergence off that last low. Volatility starting to increase as well. Daily Jewel is about to get some positive curvature and just a general uptrend. I like that a lot, actually. I like it. I like it a lot. What the lol about that? Hey, what's lol about that? She thinks that's funny. She also thought it was funny that I Wyckoff. Hey, what's up, Shelwon Kim? Hope you're doing well as well, man. Laggy Matic USD for okay. That's how Finnish girls sound like. And Finnish guys go, it is okay. Anyways, Matic, okay, just the 4 hour. Just the 4 hour. You know, with the way that Bitcoin and Ethereum are looking right now, it does look like they probably want to put in a low right here. However, I imagine this one, actually, it does not have hidden bearish divergence, and it's nowhere near having it as well. What about the hourly? It's it is laggy. That's a good word to use for this one. Just double. Look, if Bitcoin does put in a bit of a short-term low here and try for some upside, this one probably is not going to perform as well. But I expect, you know, targeting move back up to about 120, 1.5 to 122 or so would kind of be where I would be looking at. Breakout above on an hourly at about 1.25. And at that point, I'd be looking for extension all the way up to like 133. Today's going to be a very interesting day. You know, it's starting to look a lot more like the short-term timeframes are not going to play out. That short-term hidden bearish divergence, I think that's going to be a bit of a fake signal right there. I think we got some fake news. Hourly on spot price actions actually put in hidden bullish divergence, and that's what you expect to see on a higher low structure, and it's respecting the 10 simple and 21 exponential average cross right now with 1 hour's 54 minutes left to go. So the conditions even for confirming the hidden bearish divergence is probably not going to happen. I think this actually probably does bust through. Maybe after a bit more sideways here, but what are we actually putting in? Just continuation of trend. Anyway, as far as Matic goes, yeah, you're looking at something like that. Of course, there is an invalidation on that as well. And that's just that one, just very simply put, is going to be below the current spike low at about 117 on an hourly. If that area gets taken out, especially on like a closure, I'd be looking for a move down about 112.5, 113 first before anything else, and come back to it after that. Again, you know, easier to watch Bitcoin, but this one doesn't seem to get as much love as Bitcoin on the bounces. So if Bitcoin turns down, this one's going to get hit harder. If Bitcoin turns up, this one won't, go as much, I imagine. What's up, Salmon Crunches? Can we look at Unity? Unity, the stock. Okay. Yeah. Unity software. Oh, these are the people who are making like, is Unity for VR? Because if so, then I'd be massively bullish on that. Pretty good setup right here. Hidden bullish evidence, golden cross, trend is up, volatility expansion. Yeah, I'd be looking for this one to extend probably into next week, somewhere around about $1.50. This is good. This is very, very good. Weekly's a fucking bullish engulfing. Need I say more, sir? Need I say more? I'd probably be looking for this one. Yeah, $1.50 or so long term. Plays out a bit of a pullback from $1.50, and then I'd imagine probably long-term continuation. This is obvious accumulation between February 2021 and more recently here in August. This is good. Very, very good. Very, very good, sir. Okay, all right. Whoa, Jesus Christ, just lost my place right there. No handle says coin on the daily. Yeah, let's do some Coinbase. Some Coinbase. We haven't done that in a while. Coin 237. Also, could you please pass the funds to Scott? I think he's sad from losing his trades last week. Oh, we need to stop making fun of Scott, man. I don't think he's taking it too well. It's okay, man. We're just having a laugh. It's all good. Everyone loves everyone here. Coinbase, not too hot right here. Short term down. I'd be looking for another move at 230. This one's not playing with Bitcoin, or at least seemingly not playing with Bitcoin. This is going to be so interesting to follow up on over time, because we haven't really seen that. We've seen it mostly follow Bitcoin, certainly not lead Bitcoin, and now it's not really even following, actually. Anyways, you're looking at a daily and weekly. Daily, I'd be looking for another retest of the 230 low or so, and probably another short-term bounce there. Weekly, no opinion. Just not enough history there. Yeah, short-term hidden bearish divergence probably does plot back down and try for one more rally at 230 and, you know, pray to Boolah Jesus that it holds there. If not, I'd be looking for a full-on return to range lows into next week at 215 to 210 region. But I'd give it a chance to bounce first, you know, in line with Bitcoin, right? Cameron Percolate. Hey, that's a Finnish word actually. Can you check out Solana hourly and daily? It's Percolate. That's. Can you say it? No. It's like okay. Solana hourly and daily for recording. Sure. Yeah, we can do that. 143 right here. No. You sound like. No. Okay. All right. Let's see. You'll ban me? You'll send me on a vacation. Please don't do that. Please don't. Let's see. This one's actually kind of weird right now. Okay, here we have Solana symbol SOL versus the dollar, and I'm actually having a bit of an issue with this one right now. The higher term time frames are rather clear. We do have a nice massive 5-day doji dildo right here below it, which is below about 115. I would be looking for a much deeper retracement all the way down probably to like 80s or so. But for right now, any consolidation between about 125 and about 169 does look more or less healthy for the long term. Weekly over here, I mean, this one's just so far away from everything else, it's just ridiculous. So I do suspect that shorter term timeframes are more or less ranging. We are ranging, yes. So what is our ranges looking like right now? Oh, it looks like we have the same thing from the last time that we did analysis on this one. Still looking at about $1.50, or actually $1.52 and 3/4 to be exact, for some upside continuation to reclaim the prior range highs somewhere around about 170, maybe even as much as 180 or so. But for the short term, you know, does this one look like it's kind of poised to test another downside move, maybe somewhere down around about 129 to 130? I do think that that's a little bit more likely here. Sorry, more like 130 to 133 or so. Go check out my much more is over here. 4-hour Stoch's going to be down as long as below 148 and a half. Buy hourly is going to be down as long as below about 149, and hourly is going to be down as long as below about 146. So I'm inclined to say that this one at best trades sideways, but probably does test the downside right here. But I would not get bearish on this one, again, based off of the higher term timeframes and what we discussed earlier, or a daily closing lower low below about $1.20, then that would look pretty damn bad as well. But for right now, sideways within this range is good. It's just I don't think it's like ready anytime soon. But again, you know, conditions for continuation are very obvious right here. So if that were to happen, yeah, I'd be looking for that move to 170 to 180. But until then, I think that this one, you know, pretty much led the market for most of summer and kind of held a lot of the market up as well. And now it's going to take its time consolidating here. So consolidation is obviously healthy after a nice long-term move. The only way that I really turn bearish on this one is, you know, based off the higher term timeframes, again, below about 115, just even on like a wick basis, or a daily closure below about 120 would do it for me. Until then, sideways is all good in the hood, and hopefully that was helpful, sir. Nice one. Trick Shot says Q&T Quant 104. Okay, this one's very popular as well. People love this thing. And for good reason. It's been one of the better charts as well. 4-hour, fighting off that hidden bear, or as actually already played out that hidden bearish evidence. This one's actually looking good here. This one looks like it wants to bust on through. We're going to do some busting action, probably back up to 340 short term. Hidden bullish evidence on the current low. Hourly Jewel is losing its downside curvature, coming into a bouncy area. And I'd be looking for a volatility expansion right there. That looked pretty damn good for it. Target move back up around 345, maybe even 350. And does that lead or bleed into the 4-hour continuation? Maybe target move up to 360 to 370. Yeah, I actually think so right here. This is good. This is good. And a very easy way to invalidate this one as well. Just below that little spike low right there, below 314. I would say that that's invalidated. But for right now, actually, dare I say, I think that this one's going to push and bust to the upside. Short term. Hey, what's up, Sam? What's up, Mr. Sam? Missed you as well, man. Actually, we already looked at COTI, and I recorded a video on it. We just briefly go back to the daily right here for you, and see what we're at. Yeah, it was really, really good, man. I'd be looking for this one to continue on with the new all-time high party, probably into next week. I think we came up with some areas of interest as well for the long term. Yeah, somewhere around about 70 cents or so. Is where I'd be looking for, maybe between 70 and 90 cents for the next sort of medium-term pullback. But what certainly one of the better charts. I mean, it's close on new all-time highs already now, isn't it? Good. It's very nice. Very, very nice. Very, very nice. All right. Let me just double check over here. Okay, cool. Turning on the. Are you turning on the AC? Oh, it is on. Okay, that's good. Oh, that's nice. Well, that's lovely. That's absolutely lovely. All right, cool. Let me just get back into the comments over here. All right, we got that one. Mr. Dr. Bitcoin's back again. Have you seen me before? You have? Followed you for 3 years? Holy shit, man. Well, Jesus Christ. It's my apologies then, man. I'll just blame the late night. The 9 p.m., past 9 p.m., man, things get crazy. Things get crazy. Apologies, man. You inspired me to learn how to pay off my medical school debt. Well, that's fucking awesome, man. That's actually really, really cool, man. So it's like you're using trading to go do something even better. Like you learned trading so that you could go pay off your medical school debt and like help other people. That's shit, man. I'm gonna spend some time thinking about that. That's fucking awesome. Hell yeah. What's up to love it all? Krown, I love the deep feeds. This one's actually a bit of a scoop neck. I want more of these, but I don't know what the fuck they're called, so it's hard to buy them. Can you do Luna on the 4-hour daily, please? Sure. In fact, you know what? We could probably just make some because we have our merch store now. That's actually like the funniest thing is that we can just have anything made that we want. I'll tell our designer that. That'd be great. Okay, so you're looking at Luna. Should we do a video on this one? People like the Lunas. People like Lunas, tunas. Let me see. Okay, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, sure. Why not? All right. Here we have Luna versus the dollar. We'll do a general overview on this one and a nice recovery the last few days actually. Beautiful bounce off the 55 and actually even did recover our range. I don't know if we did a video on this one yesterday or the day prior, but it's actually busting through. And what would have been our next target busting through. What's funny about that? You know, our short-term target would have been 39. That's getting hit right now. I don't think it's going to stop there. I do think this one will actually bust on through to 43. Despite the laughter in the background, this one's looking pretty damn good. Invalidation on this one would obviously be below about 33.75. Let's go check out the old Lunas over here and see where we're kind of situated on the medium and higher term time frames. Yeah, 12-hour stocks remain to the upside as long as above 25.75. Daily is going to freshly cross up and reject the bearish control zone, and man, this one's doing like a lot of things right here, and also play out the same trend line from the last few lows from May back on over here. That was this low, by the way, this low right here when Bitcoin put in the bear trap, and then potentially this low right here. This is really good. In my experimental indicator, already firing off a long signal as of 2 days ago. So this is good. This is very good. I expect that this one's going to continue on to 43 and probably, in this case, make new all-time highs coming into either early October or next week. Monthly is good. Weekly is powerful as all fuck. Almost even has a bullish engulfing. Any sort of a weekly closure above $40 is going to look absolutely phenomenal for this thing on Sunday. It's, it's a few days left to go, obviously, but really fucking good there, man. Let's come up with some areas of interest. This is fucking good. What does Luna do, by the way? We should make crown thongs. Maybe not. Anyways, I hate flossing. If this one does take out about $40 on a weekly closure or on a daily above about $42.5, $43, I'd be looking for next target to be met at around 56 and very likely a local high put in there. Do not confuse local high with a reversal. It just, probably puts in the next higher low after that. But very good. Very good. So hopefully that was helpful. And there you go for Luna. Nice one, man. Fucking very nice. Hey, Mr. Alex Switch. Oh, baby, there he is. Check out SPY, weekly hidden bullish evidence. Uh-oh. We'll send my coins to the moon. Oh, dear Lord. Is this happening right now? Where's King Cosmic? Do we have it? Is it there? Please respond. It is going to be there. Yeah, we made... do we make new lows on RSI? Hold on. Where's our last low? Last low is right here. Yep, that is a lower low on RSI, and then the one before that. Yeah, same thing as well. Yeah, I would agree with you, man. Hidden bullish evidence very likely on the way, especially if this thing closes above about 445 today. 445 today. And I believe we hit our target from yesterday. Yeah, we got 450. Or sorry, no, we got 445. Okay, we didn't get 450, but close enough. Whatever. I expect that is it going to hit it today? We do have potential hidden bearish divergence in play on the 4-hour if this puts in a lower high right here, which it has not done just yet. How would it do that? Close this next 4-hour or the one after that below about 442, and that would do it for me. And I'd be looking for another test back down towards 435, or something of that nature before anything else. Hourly's kind of short-term toppy as well. So let's see. But yeah, it's going to be a long day left to go. If the weekly does do that, I mean, even the weekly does close here, it's still pretty damn good above 440. Well, it's not a perfect signal just yet, but damn. Yeah, man. We'll have to follow up on that one tomorrow because obviously I'm gonna be in bed by the next 13.5 hours. So too late for me, man. It's too late for me. Winning choice 87. What's up, man? Kati, yeah, we got that one. We've actually done it twice now, so all good there, I think. Cameron says, how do I regain confidence post negative trades? Man, that's so funny. It's not funny that that happened, but someone asked the exact same question yesterday. I recorded a video on it, so I'll post a video, or I'll post that video one of these weekends, because I like to kind of post those types of videos over the weekends. But I'll just kind of reiterate the general thing. So how do I regain confidence post negative trades? Well, understanding that your confidence is not related to your performance in trading is really fucking important to get through your mind, because it shows that you do not understand that your edge in trading is your statistical advantage based off of whatever, you know, source of edge that you're using, whether it be technical, fundamental, or I don't know, statistical, whatever the fuck. I mean, they're all kind of related to each other anyways, but if you understand that, then, you know, you can feel bad about losing a trade, but you can still take the right actions, which is what actually makes you successful. And what are those right actions? Following out your plan. So that brings up the question, do you have a plan? Were you following out a plan? Has that plan been back tested and also forward tested? Do you have statistics for that plan? If you do not, then that is why you feel bad, because you have not done the bare fucking minimum, at least in my opinion, to, well, be successful. And if you don't do that, like, you don't have a fucking edge. You need to do that at the bare fucking minimum. You know, back test your shit at least 50 to 100 times, and then forward test it, you know, 25 times minimum before putting more money at risk. So if you've done that, and then if you've done that and you have statistics for it, and you have a well laid out strategy, all that good stuff, and then you take a negative, or, you know, you lose a little bit of confidence from having a negative trade, that's fine. That's to be expected, because obviously strategy that has 69% win rate is going to be, you know, is going to have some losses in there, and that means that it'll just naturally even out over time. So you can just remind yourself logically, okay, this is baked into my strategy. I'm not gonna, you know, I'm still alive for one, but also I'm alive to trade another day as well. This is good, and I know that over time it's gonna work out in my favor. But if you haven't done that again, then that is why you feel bad, and that's why you should feel bad, because if you continue to do that without an actual plan, without actually backtesting that plan as well, then you cannot expect good results over a long enough period of time. So hopefully that was helpful, and there you go, Sam. Mr. Poop said, Mr. Poop, you can take a look at BNT, sure. BNT. Not so interesting, sir. Not so interesting. Definitely a laggard. Definitely relatively weak. Definitely not my favorite chart of the day. But is it going to have a short-term pop back up to like 367, maybe even as much as 369? Probably yes. Easier to watch Bitcoin for direction. Bearish long-term, as long as you're below about 440 or so. You know, this thing's going to follow whatever Bitcoin does, but you can see that it definitely overperforms to the downside and underperforms to the upside. I wouldn't be surprised to see this thing put in a rally towards like 385 to 390 or so, assuming Bitcoin does bust through here to the upside. Is there a long term on this thing on a weekly? Actually, there is a long term. Yeah, terrible chart long term. Sold off on the prior retest of its prior optimize, so at least it tested its prior optimize. You know, most of the things didn't even get that far, but I guess it's okay. I mean, you know, we've definitely seen worse charts, but look, if this thing dumps out, you know, assuming that Bitcoin were to like take out, what was it, the $43,000 level on a daily closure, this thing's going to dump all the way back down to the prior lows of your July areas, probably back down to like 275. But for right now, you know, as long as Bitcoin kind of keeps it up, you can keep the Bula hopium alive for the short term. And hopefully that's helpful. Let's see. Can we see the inverted chart, says Felician? Yeah, we can see the inverted chart. Sure. Let's see. All right. So here's always a good question to be asking yourself if you want to get rid of your biases. Would you long or short this? What does that look like right there? That looks like a lower high. If that's a lower high, well, a couple things are going on right here. It certainly is a lower high, yes, but also depends what time frame you're on. 5-day, yeah, 5-day looks like it wants to pop back down to $39,000. What? How dare you? 5-day does not look good. It looks like another rounded top right there, to be fair. Weekly, what are you looking like right here? Does a little bit toppy there too. Very interesting, man. Thank you for bringing that up. I haven't been doing this in a while, but or sorry, I haven't been doing the inverted chart in a while, but yeah. You know, when you look at it from this direction, it's very difficult not to see this. It's very, very difficult not to see this. Right here, it's nice and fresh. Whoops, wrong one. But if you do want to be super bearish, I mean, there's good reason to be super bearish. You got something like this going on. You got an ascending triangle, but it's on the inverted chart. So what does that mean? It means not good. But yeah, you know, something worth considering. Boo laws are certainly not out of the woods or anywhere close to like being out of the woods just yet. So, see, what about Ethereum? I'm curious if that one looks any different. This one would look a little bit more bearish to me. Yeah, this one would actually look a lot more obviously bearish to me. Very interesting. Very fucking interesting here. I mean, I don't know what to make of that. It's that's definitely gonna be something that I'm gonna spend a lot of time looking at over the weekend. Thank you for bringing that up, Philson. Cool. See how we doing on this lower term time frame still? Oh baby, oh baby. Let's see. Salmon Crunch wants to look at LMND. Sure. Imagine this is called Lemonade. It is called Lemonade. Are we still on the inverted chart? No. Okay. Pretty bad. Pretty fucking bad, man. Daily. Okay, yeah, daily looks to me like another lower high right here. Let's see, actually, I do want to see the lower term time frames right now as well. I think this one tests the downside yet again, somewhere around about $68 weekly. You know, it's in a bouncy area. The question is, to me, does it test $68 again and then try for a bounce off there, or does it just bounce right through here? If you're on the higher term time frames, it looks like it probably does bounce into like early October, maybe back up to like $85 or so. Yeah, and it sounds like that's actually what you're more interested in anyway, so I think I'll just leave it right there. What's up, Green Third Eye? Sir Derp, that's me. Can you give your opinion on Poly USD? Okay, Poly. Yeah, I did do Luna. Yeah, and actually upload a video on that one later as well. Interesting one here. I don't think I've seen this one before. I'd actually be looking for a continuation of this bounce back up to 3/4. Yeah, good. Any sort of a 4-hour closing high would confirm that for me, or just, you know, looking at the daily, it looks like it wants to go anyways. 68.5, or sorry, what was it? 65.5 cent. And then yes, I'd be looking for this one to pop up actually more around about 75 to 80 cent or so. This will look pretty damn good. If it does break down below its current 4-hour low of 61.5 cent, that would invalidate it, and I'd look for first to move down to about 57 cent. But I'm inclined to say this one does bust on through. In a decent chart here too. I mean, a bit of a pullback after breaking into new all-time highs. You know, dare I say that this is a falling channel right here? It's good. It's actually okay. Weekly is consolidating. Monthly, I'd like to see a monthly closure, especially above 69.5 cent. That would look phenomenal for probably new all-time highs like later this year. But yeah, setups there, man. Hey, what's up, Introverts United? Holy shit, man! It's been like years now. Dear Lord. Usually in bed, yeah, man. Probably for good reason too. The crypto zombie is at it again. Thoughts on HUT daily, weekly? Sure. This thingy. So is it a mining? Is it a Bitcoin miner, or is it like a real rock miner? Hidden bullish evidence come off that last low. I expect that this one does continue up to like 9 3/4, maybe even $10 even. Long term, I like it. This is a good chart long term. Obvious reaccumulation right here, and you're getting your first sort of pullback after that first markup. I do like it long term. I'd like to see a closure this month above, basically anywhere above $9, or especially $9.5. It's going to look really, really good. And I'd be looking for continuation long term. You know, a very good chart right here, actually. The only way that I'd turn around bearish on this one is with like a daily below 7.25. Short term time frames, you know, might pop back down to like 8:30, 8:35 or so, but that'd be completely fine. I'm looking at higher term time frames right here in this one. You know, I suspect that this one has next move up. But you know, just based off momentum also it is, and volatility right there, and of course trend as well. Hopefully that's helpful, sir, and good to see you again, man. Mr. saying, Mr. Krown, take a look at Mara, 1 4-hour and daily. Okay, yes, this is a Bitcoin miner. Okay, just as I suspected. Let's see how those miners are doing. Good, very good. Actually, this probably bodes well for Bitcoin as well. Short term, I'll be looking for this one to pop up to 38.5. Daily, this is obviously a higher low. Hidden bullish evidence come off that low. Daily Jewel says up, and BBWP was contracted throughout that whole pullback into a higher low. And well, once you get down to the single digits, probably looking for expansion from there. I'd be looking for this one, you know, over the next week or two to pop back up to 43.5. This is good. This is good and probably bodes well for Bitcoin. Weekly also good. Hidden bullish evidence come off the last low. I like it. I like it, sir. Probably bodes well for Bitcoin here too. Monthly, as long as you're above about 21.5, you know, the macro reversal stays alive. I like it. I like it, man. That's actually very telling as well. Very, very telling. Thank you for bringing that up. Let's see. Rick wants to look at XTZ. Okay, XTZ. Nice quiet Friday here too. It looks like we're gonna have an early stream, which is good for my voice. XTZ, very good response off the 10 symbol right there. Jesus, man. These things are recovering like crazy. Yeah, this is good. Hidden bullish divergence. I'd say the easy portion of that move's already played out, but next target would be 7.25 or 720. 4 hours continuation. 4 hours good. You know, just above $7. I'd like to see it close above $7 or 695 to be exact. And then yes, I'd look for that next move up to about you know, your prior highs of this range, 770 to 7080 or so. And that sets it up for continuation maybe next week, but probably early October. Monthly, good. Any sort of a closure on new highs is above $6. Going to look really, really good coming into October. I like it, man. I like it. What's up, Mr. Martin? Morning Krown, only just tuning in. All good, man. No, not sure what's covered yet. Can you look at Algo, AVAX, or ERG? We can do Algo. We haven't done that today. AVAX, so I'll upload that one later. Algo's still good, on the monthly at least, but daily, consolidating a bit here, playing out that same hidden bullish divergence that we see so consistently amongst this market right now. 5 days still long-term good. 4 hour, what are we looking like? Or what time frames are you even looking at here? Hour and daily. Interesting choice. Short-term, out invalidate. Short-term, boolah-ishness. If you do close below about 184 in an hourly, until then, hidden bullish divergence potential with closure here or higher on the hourly. Would target a move back up towards about $2 if that does get confirmed. And then does that bleed into daily continuation all the way up to like 2.25? Probably yes. Nothing bearish about this chart on the daily as long as you're above about 157 in my opinion. Even like 177 would be fair game as well. Kind of changing my opinion on this one, but overall short term does look up. Volatility starting to expand. Hidden bullish evidence on the daily. Daily jewels also bouncing as well. I like it. I like it, at least you know, at least based off that. But hourly needs to hold up above about 185, I think it was. Okay. King Cosmic says, oh man, you just missed it. We actually looked at SPY earlier, but yeah, we can do it again. So I believe yesterday, Mr. King Cosmic, you probably remind me, we did say a target of about 44.50 on SPY. And we got that actually. It actually overshot it by $5 there, 44.55 it looks like. So that's good. But now it's all focused on the daily and weekly. So short term, do we play out a bit of a short term downside move to maybe like 44.20? I think probably yes. Hourly, would that just come down to the 200 simple right there? It would. So I would be looking for a bounce off that region, and I would invalidate that as well below that region. Let's just say it's like 44.10 to 44.15 for invalidation. Until then, I'd really have my eyes on the weekly here, because the weekly is, for what it's worth right now, printing a fucking massive weekly dildo right there. Any sort of a closure today above 44.55, by the way, if it does get short-term continuation, would be an engulfing on the weekly, and at that point I'd be looking for this one to reclaim back up to 4,500 coming into next week. So the setup is there, and by the way, we would have hidden bullish divergence on the weekly RSI as well, which would also be pretty damn good. So it's going to be a long day today, obviously, but be aware of the invalidation point below about 44.15. Until then, short term probably does pull back, but ultimately, you know, any sort of a higher low above 44.15 is going to look really, really good coming into end of day and especially next week. So keep that in mind. But it does look a little more short term, like it might actually break down there. Now, if you do lose 44.15, would I be looking for this one to find its way towards probably 43.80 or so? Be kind of a nasty move coming into the weekly closure. So it's going to be a very interesting one to look at tomorrow, especially once we have that data in. Okay, Manuel Espinoza Pla says, can we say if Bitcoin trades today again above 43,900, we can see 42,600? Can you look gold, please? I don't know what you mean by that. Can we say if Bitcoin trades today again 43,900, we can see 42,600? Okay, so if Bitcoin just simply goes to 43.9, will it then continue all the way to 42.6? I'd want to see a closure below about 43.8 or 9, and then yeah, I'd probably be looking for a move down to about 42, anywhere between about 42 even to 42.5. I'd be looking towards. And then you want to look at gold. All right, no time frames given, so I'm just gonna roll with this one, sir. Where's my damn derp gold over here? Where the fuck is it? I know. Fucking stupid rock. Short term bouncy. Daily down, nasty. Daily nasty. Short term bouncy. Weekly, I'm not a big fan of. Monthly. Still just ranging here overall, so I don't think that this one's gonna like break down significantly. If it does want to break down, 1730 is where I'd be looking towards. Full hour and short term is probably some short term upside somewhere back around 1760. If it does start to clear back above 1775, I would be looking for an extension coming into next week, probably back up to above 1800 or so. But a very sloppy chart right here. I actually don't really have a strong opinion on this one. Higher term timeframes are still, consolidation with bullish biases, but that would be coming into like end of year resolution. So a lot of waiting right there, obviously. Okay, Mr. Gandhi says, since we looking at miners, how about Hive on NSX? Okay, on NSX. Okay, so it's in Indian Exchange, is that right? Hive on NSX. I can find that one. Actually, do not see that. Yeah, I actually don't see that. Do you want to look at this one on? We can look at it on NAS. Maybe that's what you mean. Just for reference, NASDAQ is NDX. Yeah, that's probably what you meant. Now that I think about it, short term, yeah, up 310 is where I'd be looking towards. Rejection off the bearish control zone for daily RSI. Still, I mean, this is obvious reaccumulation right here. This is good. This is good. If the weekly closes anywhere here or higher, especially above $3, that's gonna look really good coming into next week as well. I'd be looking at an extension back up to like 350, 360 or so monthly. It's okay, it's just consolidating around the highs. Not bad, nor like, I mean, it's just not bad. Only way I'd get bearish on this one is below about 275, and bearish would not be the right term. I'd just be looking for another retest, perhaps back down around the 235, 230-ish levels. But for right now, good. Solta says, please theta hour buy. What the fuck? Mr. or Miss Nigus, I am not here to do your trades, nor do I even know what the fuck you're trying to do with the trades, but I can look at the chart and give you an opinion. On an hourly, would I buy this? It's a weak as shit chart. So if I am looking to buy something in cryptocurrency land, I probably wouldn't choose this one because it's because the chart is just fucking shit compared to a lot of the other ones that are actually acting well or somewhat well. I want to be buying the ones that are actually continuing here rather than just putting in very anemic and very very pathetic bounces right now. Would I buy this? Probably not. Would I buy it? No, but it's, you're asking the question, so it's obviously for you, not for me. Anyways, my point is that, okay, if I was going to play a position here, which I probably wouldn't want to, where'd my invalidation point be? Where's my risk management going to be? 545. So, it's not, I mean, it's like what, 10 cents, which might be a big deal to you, might not be a big deal to you, something to consider. But assuming that you don't close an hourly below there, you actually technically do have higher lows, and you would have hidden bullish divergence, and you probably do see a move back up to like 575, maybe even as much as 580. But definitely not my favorite chart. It's very very weak right here, very fucking weak. Whenever you see this rolling over bullshit, that's distribution. Now again, if Bitcoin moves up here, is this thing gonna move down? Probably not. It's probably gonna hold at worst sideways, and maybe might even put in a small rally. But this one's heavily just not an interesting chart long term in comparison to some of the other things that are available within this market. You didn't ask about higher term timeframes, but I'm just trying to look at these to get a general overview of what's going on here. When you're looking at a fucking hourly right now, so yeah, you're gonna need some Bitcoin magic for this one to pop back up here. But again, the setup is there. It's just, I don't know, why would you pick this one when there's other ones that are probably gonna have a better result, to be fair. What's up, Michael Lee? XRP, please. Sure, we can do it for the XR people. XRP. Look like people, talk like XRPs. Where the fuck is it? I know I have it here. I actually like watching this one. Here we go. Ripple me nipples. Yeah, another one that's a little more on the weak side here. Okay, so technically speaking, if you are looking at the lower term timeframes, all right, here we have XRP Ripple versus the dollar, and I'm going to do a general overview on this one. Yeah. All right. So as long as the daily's closing above about 95 cents, I do think that you keep open the hopium for this one, at least for the short term, for that metric. Now, that also brings up the invalidation point. If you do start to close daily doldles below about 95 cents, I would look for another run around the current lows at about 80 to 85 cents or so. The weekly would look absolutely terrible at that point as well. But for right now, give it the benefit of the doubt because the market does look like it might put in a bit of a bounce here. And if it does on the hourly, we would have hidden bullish divergence come off this current low right here. That also means invalidation on the short-term timeframes below right here. Whoops. 96 and 37 cent, that is. So as long as you're above there, you do still have that. And if that does confirm with any sort of a closure on an hourly back above about 98.5 cent, I would look for another run just north of a buck. And that actually would start to look a little bit like an ascending triangle. Momentum oscillators over here, what do we have? See what we got. Let's see what we got in the 4 hour. 4 hour is going to be coming down as long as it's below about 99.5 cent. Yeah, 99.5. Hourly is going to be down as long as it's below 99 even, and bi-hourly is going to be down as long as it's below about 99.2 or so. So with that in mind, medium and higher term time frames showing a bit of a better picture, I suppose. 88 and 91.5 cent, the magical numbers for the 12 hour and daily respectively. So short term, you know, if it can hold this area right here, I actually do think that it will pop back above about a buck. And probably continue on over the weekend, somewhere around about a $1.05, maybe as much as a $1.10 if things really get going. Probably easier to watch Bitcoin here, to be fair, as usual, but be aware of the invalidation point until that gets hit. You know, I probably give this one the benefit of the doubt. It's more of a bouncy area than not. And this one popping back up to a $1.05, maybe even a $1.10 is certainly not question here. Monthly, still consolidating. This is still long-term okay. I mean, I don't have any major issues with that chart. Quarterly coming to the end of this month, if it closes anywhere above a buck, is going to look pretty damn good. You know, for maybe another retest or at least another test higher on this current rally coming into end of year. 5-day, not going to be too much on this one. Probably easier to watch Bitcoin, but the ranges are set, and that's kind of where I'd have my invalidation points for the time being. And if they do fail, I'd be looking at another run back down around, like I said, 90 cent short term. Try for a bounce there. If that fails, and then the daily close below the critical level of about 95. And I'd be looking for another run at the lows, probably even a little bit lower. So hopefully that was helpful, and there you go for Ripple. All right. Tammy Holmes says, can you look at ZIL daily and weekly? Okay. All right. Zilliqua. Not good. Also not good. Not great. I mean, there's definitely worse charts out there, no doubt about that, especially for ones that have been around since 2017, which this one I know has, because they used to fill up my comments with all the bot bullshit. Yeah, and we actually do have the history for this. You know, weekly, I do think that if this thing were to come back down to like 7 cents or so, that would be an obvious opportunity. Long term, monthly, you know, it's in a bit of a range here. It's actually not so bad. Long sounds like you're more interested in. Daily ranges, you could basically play the doji dildo on this one. Anywhere above yesterday's high, I'd be looking for extension back up to about 10 cents, probably even 11 cents at that point. And I'd actually be bullish on this one above 13 cents for a breakout around its prior all-time high, actually, almost a quarter. Of course, below yesterday's low, it's not going to be fully conclusive on that, but let's see. Yeah, I'd say below 84 cents, especially on a 4-hour closure. I would look for this one to not just retest the lows at 7.8 cent, but probably make new lows on this run towards 7.2. That'd play into the weekly, and I would be looking for a major bounce right there. At worst. So hopefully that was helpful, and there you go. Okay, all right, we have a couple of the comments here, but I do want to make this a little bit on the fast side because my voice is starting to fail me a bit. All right, Justin, we'll do your LYXC, sir. We'll do your LYXC. Okay, Luxo. Daily, okay. Actually, weekly's pretty good. Actually, weekly's very good. 4-hour, you know, short term, does it play another downside move to 20.5? That'd be completely fine if it does. There's nothing bearish about this thing as long as, especially above 19 bucks on a daily closure. I'd be looking for continuation, probably to new all-time highs. Maybe next week, probably October if I had to guess. Pretty good chart here, actually. Very good chart for the history that we have, which is, you know, a little bit over about a year and a half now, actually. Not bad. Hey, what's up, Paranoid? How you doing, man? UBT, USD, okay. Okay, Unibright. Yeah, I've seen this one pop up a few times now. You're looking at a what? You're looking at a what? Daily. All right, daily. Where are we at right here? Yes, same sort of rangy behavior. I still look at this as more or less good. We have a bit of a falling channel going on right here. A little bit of or more oftenly a bullishly resolved formation, but can it come back down and test the bottom side of it at like 270 to 275? Yeah, absolutely. But as long as you're essentially remaining above the 55 right there, I do give it the benefit of the doubt. And I probably would be looking for it to test back around the prior high at 360. And that is also the resolution for a breakout. In this case, I imagine in this case would be new all-time highs. Where's the monthly at right now? Yeah, monthly is still good. I don't think that this thing's going to be moving this month, but probably coming into October. However, it should be known, potential bearish divergence if we do put in a high right here, but that won't be confirmed until next month anyways. So Probably use the low of this month to manage that at $2.50, and that'd be a nasty downside move down to like 170 to 175. But for right now, I give it the benefit of the doubt just based off the trend. All right. David says, I'm 2 weeks trying to get some info from Krown on DOCN. We can have a quick look on it. Thank you. All right, we'll do this one. This is gonna be the last one though. But you do have to understand that I do have to take care of the super chats first, because I mean, how would you do things if you're in my position, right? It's limited time, obviously. Anyways, daily's pretty good. This one's just continuation here. Weekly is very, very good. Not a whole hell of a lot of history, but I'd feel quite comfortable saying that this one is going to probably make new all-time highs coming in next week. Nothing bearish about this. Not even bearish, but I wouldn't even be looking for like a daily pullback as long as you're above $80.50. 4 hour, yeah, might pop back down to $81, but again, as long as you're closing 4 hour doodles, in this case above about 79, I do look for this one to trade sideways and up out of this range, and probably put in new highs coming in next week. This is actually decent right here. I do think it's losing a bit of steam, however, so I do think you're going to be finding like a major high relatively soon, but probably we got one more drive before anything else, if I had to guess. All right, cool. The time to do a bit of a you want to look at euro dollar, euro pound. Why euro pound, man? Look at the euro dollar. Look at the euro dollar, sir. It's in a bouncy area right here. Over the next couple weeks. Anyways, let's do Bitcoin. Let's do a little bit of a wrappy uppy on this one, and then send you off on your very merry ways. And call it a day, sirs and zers. A nice easy day today. Very rarely do you get some of those. Now, do you? All right. Here we have Bitcoin versus the dollar, and it looks like we did hit our $45,000 target from yesterday. However, the conditions for continuation to 47 were not met, as we wanted to see a closure above about 45.5, which we closed actually just literally under 45 even or so. So fair enough on that one, but short term is actually okay for right now. And I would give Bitcoin the benefit of the doubt, at least for the time being. Now, of course, that always comes with an invalidation point, and Bitcoin will lose its short-term structure below about 43.5 on an hourly. Or if we look at a 4 hour, we do see actually 43.6 or so. Now, do we have hidden bearish evidence as of right now? No, at least not on this chart. On this chart, do we on CME? Potentially yes. However, you could argue that that one's already played out. So until Bitcoin actually does close below about 44,000 bucks on CME, or sorry, 44,150 on CME, or on spot price action below about 43,800 on a 4 hour, or an hourly below, I believe we said 43.8 would do it for me as right there as well. I wouldn't be looking for that to play out. Now, if that does happen, I would look for a return back down somewhere around 43,000 bucks at the very least, even, that is. Kind of same thing as yesterday. And then potential to continue all the way down to about 42 to 42.5 is where I'd really be looking for the actual next potential low to be put in. With that said, lower term time frame momentum oscillators are turning down right now. 44,600 is going to be the magical number on the 4 hour right here. Hourly is going to show what? Is going to show 44,700. Bi-hourly is going to be showing 44.8. And with that in mind, it should also be known that this is a massively different view than the medium-term timeframes, of which we got the 12-hour and daily. 12-hour Stokes remain to the upside as long as above 41.4, and daily will actually freshly cross the upside and reject the bearish control zone with a closure today above 44,000 even, of which is trading above right now. So a lot's going to be decided on that. And what I'd feel comfortable saying on the 4 hour, I would be looking for that continuation still to 47,000 bucks if Bitcoin does close a 4 hour dildo above the 55 in this case, which is 45,000 bucks even. Now, and also, wait, nope, wrong chart. Right chart. Nope, this got to be the right chart. No, where's the right chart? There we go. Here's the right chart. Oh, that's also not the right chart. What the fuck? All right, let me just go back on over here. We can do this really, really quickly. Yes, okay, no, this was the right chart. Okay, great. So if Bitcoin does take out that level, I would look for a run somewhere around the 0.5, maybe even as high as 618 in this case. That'd be between about 46.5 and probably somewhere around 47,000 bucks. Keep in mind that is still on lower highs. It is hard, it is still hard to get actually bullish on this chart, for general continuation. As long as Bitcoin's below about that 48,000 bucks level, that it would be my conditions for a confirmation of a bear trap in this case. You can see, if Bitcoin does break down, looking somewhere around 43,000 bucks most likely for the next sort of short-term bounce. If that fails, down to about 42, I imagine. And if we look at CME over here, as long as Bitcoin's closing above the 200 simple, I'm not necessarily looking for like the next shattering downside move. And where's the 200 simple right now? 43,000 bucks even, but that is specifically on a daily closure. Could probably use a 12 hour as well. If that level does get taken out, I would look for another run at the lows. Probably another bounce somewhere around the current lows, but ultimately I don't believe that Bitcoin would actually find its lows until we do come all the way down to like 32 to 33 long term. Now, that is a lot of a lot of assumptions right there, obviously, but short term, I still think that Bitcoin Boolah's got a bit of a chance right here. Again, mediated by essentially the $45,000 pivot above there at extend targets, basically just south of like $47,000, and then come back to it after that. Is there anything else that I'm missing right here? I'm sure that there are a few things that I'm missing. Let's see. Okay. Volatility is starting to expand actually on daily CME. We have not seen that in a very long time. And those do produce some pretty nasty moves, like 30% plus. Last time we saw it this low was coming out of this base over here. And by the way, that was a phenomenal move, 100% move. That in that case to the upside. This one over here, about a 35% move almost immediately. We have any other comparable examples? Yep, this one over here, March 2019. Again, a phenomenal move immediately for about 40% up, and then general continuation to 250% over time. So technically speaking, all of those were to the upside. That is not going to always be the case. Volatility is direction neutral, but in this case right here, where to start to really confirm that? Hey, if Bitcoin starts to trade back above 47.5 or so, I'd probably feel comfortable saying that bear trap's going to be initiated. Technically speaking, you want to see 48, but volatility expansion above that region alongside momentum oscillators, of which we are coming into bouncy areas, and of course higher term timeframes are already going to be turning up above 44 essentially. I would be looking for general continuation, not just the prior highs, this rally at 51, 52,000 bucks, but very likely the prior highs. Maybe in October or something like that. But for right now, short-term timeframes, are actually ruling the game. And it also should be known that traditional markets have a big weekly closure coming up today. Short-term, they are downside angled, however. NASDAQ probably coming down a bit, but keep in mind, it's all about the weekly closure right now. And if NASDAQ does close anywhere above 15,250 end of day today, I probably would be looking for, or at least I'd be biased towards a short-term move to the upside at the very least, and then come back to it after that. And now this chart is just ridiculous right here, so at some point when that does fall over, Bitcoin probably follows as well. But for right now, give it the benefit of the doubt and a bit of an ebb and flow right here. Be aware of the invalidation points, and hopefully that was helpful. I'll be signing off now. Take care and see you soon. Alrighty, sirs and zers. It's been a very nice Friday morning over here. I want to wish you well. I want to wish you the best yet again. I'm going to be signing off now. Elsa's going to be waving in the background, and you should wave back to her because she's going to be gone for actually the next week. So with that said, take care. I salute everyone here. And until next time.
Write it, code it, name it, tweet it, mine it, stack it, live it, dream it, post it, scan it, charge it, send it, do it, and receive it. Trade it, buy it, sell it, store it, run it, list it, first rename it. Crypto logic. Pump it, hack it, lose it, dump it, sell it, ditch it, fix or pitch it, copy, paste it, nudge it, test it, build it, try it, bend it, fork it, hype